This video right here is an absolute gem from the first round of the Hidden Cup 4 qualifiers. The top 8 are already established. They're going to be fighting on March 18th and 21st in Hidden Cup, but there's 8 more names that need to qualify, and both of these players are probably overall underdogs to qualify, but it was the first round, and I just was blown away by the quality of the game. You might not know Modri, but Modri is an arena player who likes to wall up a lot, and he brings a lot of diversity of strategy to the game. And then Overtaken was someone that even I wasn't super familiar with. In fact, I vaguely remember him from the past, and he was playing with the 55th seed to try and show the world that who cares about my seed? I can play on open maps and really show you what aggression's all about. Anyways, YouTube, enjoy. Over the next few days, I will be uploading the best individual games from the first round of Hidden Cup 4 qualifiers and keeping you up to date with videos talking about what has gone down and what is to come. In the red, we have Overtaken. Again, this is a player who was known as a different name in the Voobly days prior to DE. And then Modri is an arena player. So Khmer against Franks on Arabia. I think Modri, I've maybe seen him a handful of times play open maps, but not too frequently. He's certainly going to know builds and whatnot. He might struggle with the multitasking compared to others. Taco Rodriguez says Overtaken 3-1. Well, it'd be nice as a caster to see Overtaken overtake Modri. That would be a very nice pun to make later on. So I will shoot for that. Khmer versus Franks. I personally prefer the Franks. I think that everything that Khmer can do well, Franks can do just as well, if not better. Think of the Khmer farms. I prefer the Frank bonus now, since Khmer farms were slightly nerfed over the last year. Frank's getting the farm upgrades for free. Frank's getting higher HP scouts. Frank's getting cheaper castles. Something like Scorpion, Halberdier, Elephant could be really tough for Franks to deal with, but it's also awkward for Khmer. So I'd say if you're Modri, you probably just want to get ahead early. Modri is starting with 3 on wood, so it does seem like he's choosing to go scouts. Laka Goat says Franks get no elephants. I was talking about Khmer getting elephants. I know that Franks will get elephants. The thing about elephants, though, is that elephants, while they are strong, are really expensive. So it's like I would absolutely love to have a Lamborghini. I think that'd be really cool, but I can't afford realistically to make a Lamborghini. Sorry, to create a Lamborghini from my stable. I can create a Ford Focus from my stable. That's good. And Ford Focus is realistic in the game of life because, you know, you get to save resources for long term, good gas mileage, yada yada. But the Lamborghini, and I'd say for Khmer, the elephant is probably the Lamborghini. So Overtaken 3 on wood and Modri 3 on wood. It looks like this will be a scout build, but for now, players are going to scout out to see where the enemy is and find out what the enemy's up to. Modri's not going to be happy with that mill position. Imagine someone going man-at-arms. Those berries there. Play Rise of Nations, you can create tanks from the stable? Really? I never played that game. I imagine you guys have probably played a bunch of different games similar to Age of Empires or in the same genre, but not me, man. It's been Age of Empires 2 only, with few exceptions, over most of my life. Overtaken was close to finding Modri. He did not find Modri. Okay, this is Modri scouting. That's a mix-up on my part. Look how Modri's playing this, guys. He's walling up already. One villager built these houses, is making these walls, and he's also pushed in every single one of his deer. So I think he's being overly greedy, and Overtaken just looking to see what Modri's up to. So I guess it's a scout build for Overtaken, but is Modri going to be tempted to maybe go for some wacky fast castle build here with Khmer? T90, when will you play more Stronghold? Honestly, maybe midweek this week. I don't know. Bit of a weird week for me. Obviously, Hidden Cup qualifiers taking up a lot of my time. But what you guys don't know is that I'm also spending a lot of time working on Hidden Cup main event things already. So, okay, this scout at 27 HP, this scout at 24. Overtaken will be okay with that. So yeah, I've been spending time working on Hidden Cup 4 main event things, even though it's just a month away. So we have a lot of content for that. So I don't know if I can... Maybe it'd be a good idea for me to spend like 4 or 5 hours working on those things and then do a chill stream with Stronghold. That combined with the fact we just got a brand new kitten and like we're trying to spend time with that cat because that cat is just constantly wanting to play. and then also trying to get our 4-year-old cat used to the kitten. There's a lot going on right now, so I really can't I can't promise stronghold. We need to put the kitten in a stronghold, though. You're trying to keep the kitten in one room right now, just to acclimate it with one room at a time, and to not like force it to have to deal with the other cat. And this kitten keeps sneaking out, man. It's crazy. I might do like a 20-minute unplanned kitten stream at some point. So if you don't have your alerts on this stream, you might miss out on that one. Overtaken taking the deer now. Interesting. All right, 21 population scouts. Modri is such a waller. This is ridiculous. And honestly, Overtaken's got to be a little bit leery of this. I doubt he's expecting Modri to also have a very fast feudal age time, so he's thinking he can take the fight. 27 HP versus 24 HP. But in reality, Modri's going to turn around here in a second and probably kill this scout. Let's see. This is so smart from Modri. Look, Modri takes the fight right before feudal, gets the extra attack and the extra speed, and Modri will get the scout kill. Very impressive. Wow. And wait a second. Is Overtaken going to tower rush the berries? I don't think he knows what to do with all these walls right now. First, he's thinking he's not going to make military, and then he's going to go fast castle. Now he doesn't have a scout, so he doesn't know what he's doing in feudal age. Now, Overtaken won't know that Modri has a stable already, so Modri is actually going to make military here. But he's probably thinking that's not going to be the case, and he wants to tower rush the berries. All right. Overtaken, of course, not being pressured right now. Overtaken has not lost any vills, and Overtaken will have plenty of scouts and spears. And it's certainly not an easy move for Modri to deal with this. Modri will see the tower. Well, I mean, he could just pull villagers, but then it's awkward, right? And Modri takes a hit on that scout, which is something he wouldn't want. So what do you do here? Do you just give up your berries, or do you counter tower against 2 villager tower? A weird decision to make. The problem with Khmer is also the benefit of Khmer, depending on the situation. The fact that you can make a stable without needing a barracks with Khmer is sick. But now you can't make spearmen to defend enemy scouts. Almost looks like Modri's just going to take what he can of the berries and then just farm. I don't hate that decision. Edo says, T90 was about to watch Huang versus running because I woke up late, but I had to check. How does pineapple juice coffee taste? Not good. If you missed it, this morning I went to the fridge to get some almond milk to put it inside my coffee, and I was really tired because it was super early, and I accidentally put pineapple juice in my coffee. It's like a fruit juice. It wasn't just pineapple juice. So it's like fruit and mango, or pineapple and mango. So yeah, I did that by mistake, and that woke me up, and then I actually had real coffee. So that was great. Was it nice? No, would not suggest it. Modri, 72 food, 100 food. Okay, so he misses out on 170 food there, but now he's got Khmer farms. And now he's got a counterattack. I think Overtaken really needs to just accept. Oh my god, as so much is going wrong here for him. Overtaken really just fails to accept that you're not getting in Modri's walls. He continues to knock on the door, but I think he should have brought some military home to defend, or at least got those walls down. Berries were exposed as well. Modri... All 3 of these scouts are a little bit weak. And Modri probably happy to get the Vil picks. And, oh, look at that arena micro. Okay. Splits around the spear. Takes a hit anyways. Jordan! What's up, Jordan? Well played, my friend. So welcome to Overtaken versus Modri. We've got an arena clown here. Overtaken pressuring Modri. And Modri trying to wall. And Modri walling nicely. Wait, is there a hole there? Oh! Oh, that could be so annoying because he can't make spearmen. That's a tilter right there, because he does not have a barracks for spearmen. So now he has 3 Frank scouts to deal with, and they're almost all on full HP. At the same time, it looks like Modri might have sniped another villager. No, he didn't snipe another villager, but he lost his scouts. So really all Modri can do is fight with villagers, and he's going to macro. But look at the idle time for Modri. It is skyrocketed. He's got so much inside of his TC. He's decided to just make scouts right now as he loses one. Nice micro from Overtaken. Overtaken takes the hill. Modri doesn't micro back. Yeah, we're seeing now the weakness of Modri. He can't really keep up with the pace of the game if he doesn't have the walls working for him. He's farming back here now. Fortunately, these scouts are weaker, but I think Overtaken... I mean, you should get a Vil pick if it's a sure thing, but more than anything, if you can just be annoying, it's probably more worth it than killing Vils. Because if you lose all your scouts just to kill a villager versus staying here and being annoying and forcing idle time for 5 minutes, I think you'd prefer the idle time. Even now, Modri's had to create more scouts to deal with this. So if you can get this kill and just have 1 scout remaining, it could be really sick. And I think it'll be close. And Modri's had to create so many scouts. I would be so frustrated with myself there. Because clearly you can see the strat. He wanted to create scouts, do damage, and then go up to Castle Age. And he was not able to get the ball rolling like he would have wanted there. But after all is said and done, Overtaken isn't walled. Modri is. Modri has more villagers working. And while Overtaken has Wheelbarrow, Khmer don't really need the Wheelbarrow upgrade. And I think that Modri will be happy as he will probably click up to Castle Age first. T90, why no Danny versus Riot? Because they didn't schedule. If it's happening now, I had absolutely no clue. Riot, like literally, the scheduling was so bad for that series that Daniel gave a 13-hour range and Riot still couldn't play. He was like, I can do these 13 hours on this day. I can do these 13 hours on this day. And Riot was like, can you do this day instead? So it was pretty bad. I'm not sure what more Daniel could have really done, but I think they're going to get the games in at some point. It's funny because Riot's first name is Daniel, and then Daniel is Daniel. So technically, Riot versus Daniel is Daniel versus Daniel. Which Daniel will prevail, excuse me. It says live on Liquipedia. Yeah, again, as of last night, as of like 12 hours ago, they were going to play Monday. So I don't know what changed. So. But Modri will like his position. He has the villager lead. He has more on food. Plenty on food. I'd like to see a little push here from Modri. Maybe getting a second stable out. A market. What do you need a market for? Your eco balance is perfect. Some players just feel more comfortable with a market. What? Okay. All right. His eco balance is as good as could be. And he just wants a market to balance his eco. He's got the scouts around. They're very weak, but they're out there. And now he's adding the second stable. So I think this is just going to be knights into a boom. No reason to do anything else here. And if we're Overtaken, it might be a similar thing. Now, in a knight v knight battle, sometimes you're tempted to make pikemen. But it's a little bit more difficult to justify against Khmer because they can make the scorpions. Right? Just delete. That was weird that he placed the gate there, but maybe that's a fast way to get rid of the palisades. Actually, that's a nice little trick. If you can't get rid of palisades without deleting your stable, just place a gate there and then delete the gate foundation. Notice that Overtaken is on stone now, so he will try and recover the stone from that tower so we can get a second TC. This game's going to go late. Very, very late. I think this series will also go late. Would not at all surprise me. But then again, Modri's sending a Vil here. What is this for? Is this to take out the tower, or is this to go for a forward siege workshop, forward monastery? Well, Overtaken can see that. Overtaken probably knows Modri's reputation as well. And Overtaken's going to save the spear inside the tower. That's funny. Oh, man. Find yourself a player who will protect you like Overtaken protected that spearman. Because it's really not even that important to keep that alive. Hey, there's plenty of hills here. And Overtaken's going double monastery defense. He's expecting a crazy all-in push, knowing Modri's reputation. And Modri's going 3 TCs instead. This is a complete debate. Modri's not going all in. He's going full boom, and he's just sending a villager forward to build a monastery. This is what I've wanted to see from someone like Huang for a long time, or anyone who has a reputation for doing something. Like, Huang has a reputation for going for these crazy plays. Arena players have that reputation. Bait them into thinking you're going to do what you always do, and then just do the opposite. There's also a player on the ladder, and he played in the qualifier, but he lost. His name is Salicum, and he picks Incas, and he always goes 17 pop Feudal and Vil rushes and tower rushes. I told Salicum, like, dude, just go fast castle one game and then send me the recorded game. It'd be so funny. Because everyone's just going to stay at home and never scout him, and he just goes fast castle. And they go fast feudal to defend, and he never shows up. That would be so amazing. But it's not like Modri is just booming. He's made a lot of knights. He will have monks out for conversions and also for relics. Modri with a 10 villager lead and Overtaken. Let's look at his point of view. He doesn't really see what's out here, but he does not know that there's 3 TCs back there, right? We'll have more monks at least, and Modri is going to finish the house. You can actually hop inside the house with villager if you want to, Modri. A lot of knights there. Overtaken, if he gets 3 conversions, will love life. If he doesn't get 3 conversions, he won't be loving life. And the spearmen are there for any scouts. Capture Age is showing us which knights are being focused on with the conversions and if conversions are coming in. Modri, I think the knight numbers are going to win this for him. So he's got some weak ones in there. No, Modri will lose this fight. Will he? He will? He won't? He will? He will lose this fight. He didn't take out any monks either. So there's a chance here that Overtaken can overtake Modri with a bit of map control now. Punishing that, I don't know if you could call it greedy, but that boom from Modri. That was healing, but that was also the fact that there were multiple conversions there. There's only 3. There was 3 conversions for Overtaken, and there was only 1 for Modri. As Modri does not get a conversion, and this monastery will be denied. Alert, alert. Overtaken is here to play. Modri, what more are you going to do now, my friend? He's got a lot on food, and it seems like he wants to make more knights, but there's also monks out there. More monks will come forward, and it is 3 TCs for Overtaken. He's also Franks. Castles are very cheap. There's some potential here. All right. I'll admit that I've had a few games where I've been very salty playing Overtaken over the last 2 months because I didn't know who he was until I found out today that his name is YNA from the Voobly days. Like, I thought it was someone who was already known, who was on some type of like a Smurf nick, destroying me, and I was getting salty because I didn't know the player and he just kept wrecking me.
Okay.
And now I know, like, the guy was 2K2, 2K3 in the Voobly days, and man, is he looking strong right now. Take out the stable. For Modri, he's got 5 knights against 16 right now. He's going to need to rely on some of his own conversions. He's sinking more and more gold into monks. This gold he won't be able to take long term. Overtaken takes that score lead temporarily, and he's going to soon mix in some siege here. Now, this isn't an all-in play from either player. Both have a lot of economy. This is funny.
Okay.
Overtaken. That's one way to find out that the enemy has a TC there. Like the outpost, too. T90 felt like Hidden Cup? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, it seems risky, but maybe Overtaken could consider an engagement there. I think it's a wiser move to just maintain control. Try and boom behind this and continue to pressure. Mix in 1 Mangonel. You don't need to go for an excessive amount. Just force Modri into some type of additional defense. And Modri's upping his knight number. He was at 5 last time I mentioned it. He's at 12 now. He's also on... He's getting the 2nd attack upgrade now. But conversions will matter the most. I noticed that Overtaken's running out of farms here. 29 farms versus 17. Overtaken will really need to use that. At least in my opinion, I think it makes sense to use auto reseed at this point. And Modri's going for 3 monasteries with 3 stables. Whew. Yeah, Overtaken is from Estonia. And he's got plenty of Estonia in the bank, and he's going to run forward, and he's going to drop a castle. Modri needs to stop this, I think. Modri needs to stop this castle from going up, because that TC's a goner otherwise, plus all of his farms, plus his gold. What a setup right there. Who knew we needed someone from Estonia to make the puns that I have in the bank? Let's go. And that Mangonel, it could take out the monks. Yeah, Modri needs to back away. Now, this is a lot on stone. He's got to... Okay, he's doing it now. Transfer off of stone, because if you continue to have a lot on stone, you're not going to have the food that you need to compete with the military numbers. So we know that TC will go down for Overtaken. What does Modri do now? He is on stone over here, so he could eventually get his own castle, but he's just focusing on military numbers right now. Chat, is this the closest game we've seen today? I think, as Overtaken could make a big mistake, I think this might be the closest game we've seen today. Modri getting 1 conversion, Overtaken getting 1 conversion. Modri getting more conversions. Modri with good conversion luck after the unluckiness earlier. And that TC will go down. I'd love to see Overtaken switch in some pikemen. You could even say the same for Modri, but for now, it's just knight v knight v knight v knight. 30 military versus 70. I mean, 78 vills or 79 vills for both. 30 and 30 with military. This is very close. But what position would you prefer to have? Would you prefer to have 2 relics at home with a forward castle and lots of pressure? Or would you prefer to be pressured with no relics and not being able to take some gold long term? Clearly, you're going to prefer to be in Overtaken's position. But then again, Modri has 33 knights and will have all upgrades. So, I mean, it's not unheard of for him to be able to clear all this, even underneath the castle. Someone said you'd prefer to have no relics and pressured? Really? Fascinating. I mean, I prefer to have 35 farms over 24. I prefer to have 36 knights over 23. So it kind of depends, I guess. And maybe Overtaken is expecting to get pushed here. He's dropping some gates at the perfect time. Oh my god, you like stone? I'll give you stone, arena player. What a play there, man. Modri was going to run right past that. That was sick. All right. I mean, still, I'm not sure what it accomplishes long-term for him. Does that mean he's going to raid? Yeah, he's going to raid over here. And Modri will send half of his units to the base of the castle and half to deal with that. Modri still has insane numbers of military. 40 knights against 29. He's killing villagers underneath the castle fire. And Iron Casting now on the way for Overtaken, but Modri is pushing back. If only he had a few rams here at the same time. A few rams would do wonders for him. Overtaken takes the hill, and at least in this fight, that seems better for him. He does have some monks and some villagers inside there, but Modri's monks are out, and Modri wants conversions. Overtaken needs to run away. He wanted to build a castle in the middle of the map, you could just see. But that's not going to work, and Modri is pushing out across the map. That castle is needed to protect that gold. Can Overtaken get the numbers here to take a good fight against Modri? Both players have full upgrades currently. Overtaken's doing the right thing to maybe lure Modri away from his own eco, so the castle can go up, and also get some monks in the picture, like these 2 monks here. Modri will focus that down. That's so good if he's doing that on purpose. And then these monks also getting conversions. This is the most competitive game we've seen in the qualifiers today. And it's seed 10 against seed 50 something. But Overtaken likes his open maps. Modri likes his closed maps. We've seen an excellent clash of strats. And look at the knight numbers now. 30 knights versus 20. Modri's knights just disappeared. Is it the hidden cup? Because I don't see Modri's knights anymore. What in the world? But he's going to convert some. Typical arena player. I lose my knights, I just take yours. Thank you very much. Those monks will go down. Modri still has the Vill lead, but Modri is running out of locations for gold right now. He has this. What is this? Is this the max? In Hidden Cup 2? We got sneaky stables in the corner with 1 villager from Overtaken? Let's go. That's amazing. And it's not going to be easy for Modri to defend now because he needs to take this gold back. He needs to defend this area of his eco. And there he goes. Overtaken to this side. Dang, what a game. And still population very close. So what's fascinating about this is that both players have had significant amounts of idle time. Overtaken's idle time is largely due to the fact he's had forward vills, but also because he's probably putting so much pressure on the raids that he's distracted at his own economy. Here, if Modri doesn't realize this, rip 20 villagers. I'm looking back here, and it actually looks pretty darn good for Overtaken as he continues that raid. He continues this raid. Modri's still in this because now Modri's up to 22 knights, and it's 22 knights for Overtaken. But the farm number has gone way down for Modri, and he's getting raided in the back of his base now. What a game, man. This is going to YouTube. And YouTube, most of the qualifiers not going to hit YouTube because there's 5 Or sorry, there's 32 best of 5s in round 1 alone, and this is round 1. As villagers go down there, that's sloppy. But yeah, most of it's not going to go on YouTube until the later stages with names you really know and names that might make it into the main event. But this individual game will go up, and the best of 5 will put in the description for you. And obviously, Overtaken wants to build some more castles. And oh, Modri wants to drop a castle here too. No, Modri, you can't do that. Oh boy, that's such a good spot. It secures this gold, and it also denies that stone, and it just gives you another entryway to raid. This TC's useless for Modri. This TC's useless for Modri. 3 hours of idle time. And 20 knights versus 22, but Modri doesn't have the positions he would want. Overtaken even getting conversions there. This player is really playing well. And it's fun, too, because it's not the first time today that we've seen players... I'll bring it up. No, I can't spoil it. I can't spoil it. We're going to do a rerun. I can't bring it up. But anyways, there's certain players who excel in open maps and closed maps, and a lot of them are in these qualifiers. And like Overtaken is a guy who used to beast it up on Arabia in the Voobly days, and Modri loves his arena. So it's 10th seed versus something like 50, but we based the seeding off the highest rating achieved, and Modri had a sick run on arena. Sick run on arena, not showing to have paid off too much, I guess, at least so far with this game. But I can't, like, type a 1 in chat. If this is less about Modri being capable or not capable and more about Overtaken being a beast. Because Overtaken had half the farms of Modri at some point, and he continues to raid on each side, man. Raiding on this side now. Raiding over here. I mean, he's truly everywhere. And Modri has had knight numbers, but Modri just doesn't know where to take them. Well, that villager decided to revolt, and that villager opened the gate there, so that knight's getting some kills. 130 pop versus 130 pop still, but 45 farms versus 10. And 3 relics, crazy map control for red. He is just everywhere. Yeah, guys, let's not spoil previous matches. I'm sorry, it's tough for me because I'm spending my whole day and I want to talk back on things, but the rerun will happen later. At this point, even though you're losing knights, if you're Overtaken, as long as your TC is creating vills, that should not matter. There's plenty of gold for you to take on the map. Just continue to pressure with knights and light cav and never stop. The only thing I'd say is maybe get handcard at some point soon, just to make sure your eco is working a bit more smoothly. But yeah, just continue. Wait a second. Are these villagers? He's going to drop another castle. I don't even know if this is necessary, but I'll take it. This sneaky base has paid off so much. Modri is... He's got so many knights there constantly to deal with the pressure. I'm just waiting for Modri to lose his vills. I guess it's because he's non-stop trading vills. And he does have some gold over here in a safe area, but... I'm surprised that Modri still has 101 villagers. He's lost 52 in this game. First Red has lost 27. That castle goes up. No surprise, right? And castle will continue to decimate Modri's economy and make life awkward for him. Even a forward TC for Overtaken. Look at this. I mean, it bothers me, and I know it's because a lot of people do not adapt to some of the changes, but in my opinion, auto farm is necessary here. It's obvious he's a classic player, as are most of the players who are playing here, who they don't like auto farm, or they don't use auto farm, but I've noticed some idols that, at least for me, maybe because I'm a lazier player, I wouldn't be there if auto farm was enabled. Nice little counter there for Modri. Pikeman now on the way for Overtaken. 128 eco versus 107, and only 12 military for both. They've both kind of taken some time to maybe make a switch. Bob, this was YNA something in Voobly. Bob was around in the Voobly days. He was around 2K2 in the Voobly days, if I recall. Is someone asking, why doesn't Overtaken make a few rams? That's a good idea, actually, to make a few rams, but I don't think you need it. I really think that you would just continue... Like, the reason you're going to need rams is if you're not able to break the fortifications and kill villagers. Here, he's killing villagers. Breaking the fortifications isn't that important. But then again, the TCs are doing a decent job for Modri, I guess. I don't know. Now he's adding siege workshops. Yeah, I think Bodcanero being in on Modri's TCs have really kept him alive here. Modri could go. He could make this extremely messy with a Pike siege push on the main base of Overtaken. Because Overtaken doesn't have defensive castles. As a classic player, what does auto farm mean? Your villagers auto rebuild and go back to farming after a farm is empty? Yes. Whereas in the past, you had to queue up the farms, or you have to manually click them to farm again. Yes. But that's me being overly critical with small little details. Just every little bit can add up in this game, as we all know. Yo, can Modri do this? I swear, if he goes for light cap, Pike, and 4 Rams, he could clear out all of these TCs before Overtaken can get something back here. Overtaken needs to continue to push Modri. Because if he's not asking big questions of Modri at Modri's base, and maybe Rams is what it will come back to, like, the comeback potential is on for the arena player. You see infantry upgrades on the way. Pikeman's already in for both players. Overtaken, sitting with 3 relics right now, 50 on food. He's just got to apply the finishing blows. And it does seem to me like he's just taken a moment to get a few buildings down and right his eco. That's why he's upwards of 50 farms. He does not know... Oh, wait, no, he sees this with a Vill. He's building outposts. Yeah, he sees a lot of this map right now. He has a lot of the map secured. He's probably seeing the score and realizing, wait a second, is he expanding elsewhere? What's this? And he's going to make stables over here at the same time. Finally, the Rams come out. This TC will go down. Modri's been queuing Vills out of that TC. And Modri's had 8 hours of villager idle time in this game. Probably because he just continues to create Vills, but they're not really working for him. Wow. I'm loving this pressure. And now he's on his way to the Imperial Age, of course, with all the forward castles. And he's aware that a little push could come in, so he seems to at least be keeping an eye on this, so he wouldn't be totally surprised. I think we see a defensive castle in this area soon. There's some house walls to make sure raids don't come in. Overtaken is playing like an animal. This is seriously sick play for seed 50-ish. But this is why he's been taking people by storm on the ladder. It's just incredible aggression and really good game sense. Overbooming? Nah, it's not overbooming. 150 Vills is actually good here. You go 150 Vills, that way you can get all your techs, and then you just delete 30 of them later. Look, forward lumber camp. And his Vills are even very efficient. Maybe 150 is too much for Imp, but for now, I think that he can afford to lose a few. And, oh, Modri doesn't realize the raids. The raids on the gold. Oh, man. We're even seeing some Axemen mixed in. Axemen are great against enemy pikemen. I think Modri's going to be in a constant state of trying to balance his economy, which could make things really awkward for him. But if he can get some raids in, then Overtaken's focus will be taken away from the main fight. I think Overtaken's maybe been a little bit too aggressive at times here. Like tossing in Knights against pikemen, Rams against the TC. Why not wait for Captor Ram, right? But 177 pop versus 120. I think Overtaken should be able to take this. Modri raiding with light cav. Someone's saying when Modri sees Imp, he will type GG. It's possible, right? At the very least, Trebs are going to Treb down half of Modri's eco, but Modri's also killing Vills, and he's realizing that Overtaken isn't ready to deal with him here yet, so I think that's a reason to play on. Here, there's some Axemen for the Pikemen. That'll make life awkward for Modri. We have armor on Cav coming in for Overtaken. The Trebs are coming out of the castles. Pikemen are at home for Overtaken now. It should be short-lived, this raid, and having 150 Vills is actually perfect now because you're losing about 20 of them. Not that that was calculated or anything, but sometimes with Paladin civs, you're not going to have upwards of 50 military anyways for a while, so you just boom up to a lot of Vills and delete them later on. Gives you a big resource boom, and yeah, this is GG. This is GG. What a game. Wholesome goodness. Alright, you suck. Wholesome goodness was too much. Alright, Mom? I'm kidding. I love you. Thank you for the 14. This has got to be a tilter for Modri. Because he actually had an amazing strategy, which is what made this game so good. He had the boom down. He kind of mind-gamed Overtaken into thinking that he was going to go aggressive. He didn't go aggressive and he boomed, and then Overtaken just flipped the script on him and went YOLO. And the raids were nonstop. Just look at the value of the army right now. 5,600 value on the army for Overtaken. And this is before Cavalier completes. He hasn't even clicked Cavalier. There's a defensive castle now. There's defensive pointy boys. And Overtaken's going to take game 1. What a series this is going to be, man. I had Modri winning 3-1 or 3-2 here. Just FYI. Whereas in a lot of other sets, with the exception of, I think, 1 so far in the qualifiers, my prediction has almost always been correct. At least with the winner. Where are the Trebs at? Look at, he's farming forward. I mean, Modri's eco is Overtaken's eco. Okay, he's going to Treb this down. Resign, Modri! Resign. It's game over, man. Modri's maybe trying to take a deep breath, prep for the next game. Of course, Age of Empires is not just it's not just about how you play the game. It's how you see the game, your thought process. Look at the scouting from Red. He has seen maybe 90% of this map. It is beautiful when you zoom out and see just how complicated Age of Empires can be. Modri's still not calling it. He's got to call it soon, right? Normally, if you're in... If you're a bit focused and you see your pops below 100, then you end up calling it. That's normally the benchmark. 90 population now, and there you go. Woo! What a game. What a freaking game, man. Cassis in chat is otherwise known as Poxo, a Spanish player. Yes, his name was Salamander as well, I think. Is a player, an old player who's returned to the game. And I think Overtaken's returned to the game recently, because I have only seen him on the ladder over the past few months. And he takes Modri in game number 1, and that was just incredible. And that's an excellent Age of Empires game, because you had different strategies when it came to the mindset. And also, Modri's reputation probably made Overtaken go for those 2 monasteries initially. He's expecting a lot of he's expecting YOLO Knights. Instead, Modri went for YOLO Boom. And if we tap into the actual game and go to the statistics here, I mean, what is this going to look like? Certainly the KD for Overtaken was always going to be higher there. We could see that in game. And in the end, he ended up having more food, more wood, more stone, and more gold. He took Modri's gold for himself. He took the stone as well. And at one point, Modri had double the farmers and its Khmer farms. They don't need to drop off the food at mills and TCs. And Overtaken still ended up having more food. You can kind of see right here where Overtaken started to overtake Modri, right? For lack of a better word. And Modri, he didn't have enough military and enough monks at this point. And then he tried to reboom, and at that point, the castle went up. And then it was just raid, switching focus and keeping Modri on the back foot. And now Modri is going to have to deliver on some home maps. And what makes this even more bright for us is that Modri has probably picked maps which provide some closeness for him, some arena styles that maybe he didn't feel were comfortable for him on Arabia.